Here we go.
Just over 2 years ago, Nintendo gave us one of their most ambitious Zelda games of all time, and one of the greatest games of our generation, being The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And it's crazy even to think about that another Zelda game is in the work and completely blowing my mind of what it could be right now. Because after Breath of the Wild was so amazing, what could they do as a step up in the next Zelda game? Well, we know that Aonuma and the Zelda team has confirmed that there's another Zelda game being worked on currently, and they actually have job listings for that game. And the question is, what is the game going to revolve around? Well, we know it is going to be an open world game because Aonuma has stated multiple times that he wants to continue with the formula, and he thinks that it fits Zelda perfectly, and many fans really want it, which is absolutely true. It would be great. But what will the story be this time around? Will it be, a broken kingdom of Hyrule once again? Will it be a second part of Breath of the Wild, kind of like Majora's Mask was to Ocarina of Time? Will it follow the same link? Will it follow the same time period? Or will it go completely different? Well, my speculation is they are going to finally introduce a group of beings that have been in the Hyrule Kingdom background for a long time now. And with those beings, I'm talking about, you guessed it, aliens. One of the first times we see any sign of extraterrestrial life is from The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, is when these aliens start invading this poor ranch. You'll go to the ranch, and on day 2 or day 3, you'll notice that this girl, Romani, is actually out of it. She has no clue what's going on. She's in a daze, and something has spooked her to the core. She can't move. She just does not seem right. You don't know what happened. She's like mumbling some things, and then if you reset the day and go back on day 1, you'll talk to her and she'll say, these aliens are coming, no one's believing me, they come once a year, every year, and it's our job to protect them, and if you don't help her, she will fail and they will take the cows and she'll be traumatized. So it's your job, day 1, to take out these aliens. So you'll be on Epona, riding around the field at night, shooting these aliens with arrows. So pretty much where these aliens come from is unknown, but they come out of the sky in these little balls of light, and they start appearing on the ground like some type of apparition. It's your job to take them all out before sunrise, and once sunrise hits, boom, they'll all disappear. So there comes some, vampire aliens, but anyways, it's your job to take them out until sunrise. This is really creepy, and this is the only time we really see this race of aliens at all. So I don't know if this race has anything to do with, vengeance against Hyrule, or if they just want some cows from this in particular ranch. Now, I don't think anything Hyrule-wise has to come from these aliens, because if you remember, Majora's Mask does not take place in Hyrule. It takes place in Termina Field, not really Termina Field, but the Clock Town village, which is somewhere off in the distance. It's nowhere near Hyrule at this time. So I really don't know where these aliens are coming from and why they're targeting just Termina in general, but this is the only time we've really seen aliens earlier on in the Zelda life. Now let's fast forward a bit to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where we were going to get something very interesting. Looking at some of the concept arts that Nintendo was revealing to the public, one of those signs and one of the arts stated that there was going to be a phase and a segment called The Legend of Zelda Invasion, where there was going to be a UFO and multiple spaceships coming out as Link is just standing there, as you can see in the picture, looking in amazement. This is absolutely crazy, because I would have loved, and I mean loved, something like this. Imagine you're just running out in the open one day, and then this UFO just drops slowly from the clouds. It's huge, covers up a giant portion of the sky, and it's just pouring out spaceships and stuff, and you're like, where do I go, what do I do? That would have made for an awesome piece of the adventure. But the reason why I believe they didn't do that, because it would have took too much up of the story. That's not the storyline that they wanted to use this time around. And I'm glad if they decided to save it and use it for next time, because I think that needs to be an entire story in and of itself. And just because Nintendo does aliens doesn't mean they can't move the story in another direction. So with aliens, you normally think of high-tech, power. They're normally really smart creatures. That's how they made it to Earth in the first place. And we can see that in Breath of the Wild with the Sheikah Slate and the runes, with the Guardians as defense and the giant divine beast. I think the aliens were actually really smart, and they started to realize their inner power, that they can actually create some high-tech advancements and military defenses against some of their enemies. And I think we might actually see that in the next Legend of Zelda game. I think they might want to push that futuristic balance, where maybe they jump the timeline to somewhere far off in the future, in a distant future, and you have like a floating Hyrule castle. Link has a new robotic sword and shield, and maybe his companion is a robotic fairy. Maybe they just really push off of that robotic advancement, that futuristic technology, and they come up with some new crazy idea for a Zelda game. So I'm really excited to see what this next Zelda installment is going to have. I'm sure we'll get to know in about a year or two when they start getting out of the planning phase and start letting us know some information. It's going to be really exciting. Let me know, guys, in the comments what you guys thought about this idea. Do you think futuristic is the way to go? Should we do, you know, some other type of theme? What other type of themes are you guys feeling? Are there aliens involved in those themes you guys are thinking of? How do you think Nintendo should portray those aliens? Just let me know, guys, your opinions on that. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. And also to everybody that subscribed already, I want to just take the moment to say absolutely thank you so much for getting me to 25,000 subscribers. It has been a long journey. I've been doing YouTube now for about 2 to 3 years, about 1 year all the way through. So last year I really started pounding out these videos, and I thank you guys so much for tuning in to the channel every day to check out some videos that I made for you guys. I really appreciate it. Our next goal, obviously, moving on up to 50,000 subs. Thank you guys for getting me here, and it's going to be another long ride to get there. But like I said, thank you for all your love and support. And if you're new to the channel, thank you too for continuing on pushing on this hype train. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next vid. Thanks, guys.